All right, so starting on your back, I'm going to start this way for once. Have George close at hand, but just off to the side for now, and this is going to be a Zoe class, I can tell. All right, so arms by your side, open up the chest, and palms can go up if you need to, if you feel like you're really tight across the chest and you need a little help opening. And then just take a few inhales here, and you really think about expanding that rib cage. Really try to get that back bottom rib to open up, and as you exhale, draw that whole rib cage in. Inhale, back bottom rib opens up, and as you exhale, draw in. And then on the next exhale, as you're drawing that rib cage in, begin to lift up the pelvic floor and draw up pubic bone toward navel. Get those ribs to drop down. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, drop in, engage, check in. Again, so you're feeling that whole corset wrap. You're pulling up from the bottom, you're pulling down from the top. You get this nice cinch of the waist, and you feel like you have control through the core. So if anybody came up and rocked you, you wouldn't rock very far. You'd respond, but you wouldn't be hurting. All right, so keeping this engaged, keeping this locked in, arms float toward the ceiling. As you inhale, feel the rib cage expand again. And notice that pulls the shoulder blades apart just a little bit. At the very end of that inhale, you reach a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, feel the rib cage draw in. That draws the shoulder blades in. And then you add just that touch right on the end. Inhale, feel that expansion. Add that little bit. Exhale, feel the draw in. Add a little bit. And now as you're inhaling, let your eyes drop over your knees and then the back of the neck lengthen. The shoulder blades are still reaching apart. And as you exhale, eyes to the ceiling, shoulder blades let go, neck lets go. Inhale. You got that little head nod going on, starting from the eyes. Exhale, releasing the head nod from the eyes first. So still checking in, seeing how everything feels. One more. And then slowly release those arms down. All right, so arms are palms down. Inhale, give me that head nod again. And then exhale, check in, engage this core first. And then you're sliding the ribs to the hips, keeping the hands up so that they are level with shoulders. Stay here for inhale. Exhale, try to lift a little bit higher. Keep the pelvis still. One more time. Exhale, try to lift a little higher. And then slowly release yourself all the way down, lengthening out as you go. And the arms come down slowly. Again, inhale, start with the eyes, lengthen the back of the neck. Exhale, engage the core, and then you lift up. So there's no tension in your neck. Inhale, stay. Exhale, try to reach a little higher. Shoulder blades stay relaxed, neck relaxed. Exhale a little higher, and then slowly release down. And we have one more like this. Inhale, head nod, core, engage, lift. Exhale a little higher. Exhale a little higher, and then slowly release yourself all the way down. Check in, see how you feel. All right, and then you need George. Where'd George go? Where did I put George? George goes under your right foot. Actually, let's put it under both feet. Let's do a hip release bilateral today. So neutral spine. You've got that connection in, the ribs are down, the joint up and in. And then keeping neutral, you're slowly going to press both heels out. And then slowly pull both feet back in. So you're trying to roll straight out, straight in. So flex the feet as you press out, press through on the heels at the very end range, and then slowly let the feet go and pull back in. So core stays stable. And again, where are you rolling? Do you feel the ball going side to side? Do you feel anything happening there? One more time. All right, now coming into adding the hip release. So as the legs go out, they're together in parallel. Knees and toes turn out. And now open up with the legs in diamond. They come back together. Slowly slide out straight. And again, pay attention as you rotate out. You still roll straight up and down that line. One more time, this direction. You're doing it keeping that core control, the low back still. Now we're going to reverse it. So the knees drop out, slide straight, center, and in, out, straight, center. Let's do one more. So checking in, seeing how the hips feel. Think about core engagement. And then please go ahead and bring your knees, or George between the knees. We'll get the words in the right order here momentarily. Coming into hip rolls. So arms are down, long neck. As you exhale, engage first. Then give me that little imprint and slowly roll up. Squeezing into George as you go. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll yourself back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And again, notice as you're rolling on those exhales, am I rolling straight up and down the spine? Is there any shifting side to side? And again, that's what we're working to minimize over time. You may not get there today, but you're working on it. And again, notice how your spine lifts. Keep the ribs down at the top and then slowly release. Last time, right here. And then go ahead and let it fall down. Both feet go back on George. Knees stay zipped together. We got the inner thigh connection that's going to help that pelvic floor. And now we got 2 roll ups with your feet on the ball. And then slowly down. Slowly roll up. And so checking in, see how you feel. Knees to chest, heels toward the ceiling. All right, and then over onto your side with George in between the knees. Welcome, Rosemary. Okay, so long spine, bottom rib is lifted. We're going to do the one that has the biggest range of motion, then we'll isolate through the thoracic spine. So arms reaching forward, shoulder blades back, squeeze in on George. Inhale, up to the ceiling. Exhale, shift the hips back, round your low back, and slowly twist. Inhale, stay there and reach long, enjoy that yumminess, and then exhale all the way back around. Again, inhale, up, shift, round, twist, enjoy yummy, and then exhale around, and we got one more time. So think about what you're feeling through the core as you do this. Again, we're going for that muscular control and no discomfort in the low back. All right, this time the knees stay still, the pelvis stays still. Long through the low back, you're staying lifted. Inhale the arm up, now just twist the rib cage. Again, working on that awareness and that isolation. Notice you go back with way shorter range of motion, and then slowly back around. Inhale, up, exhale, twist, just the rib cage. It'll go down into the lumbar all on its own. Last one here. Inhale, up, exhale, twist, and release. All right, other side. Okay, get yourself set. Knees and hips both at 90 degrees. Again, excuse me, starting off with the biggest range of motion so that everything's going to get involved. Bottom rib stays lifted. Squeezing in on George. Inhale the top arm up. Exhale, shift the hips back. Round your low back. Twist. Stay there. Enjoy the inhale and reach that yummy opening stretch. Exhale. Use the obliques to pull yourself back around. Inhale up. Exhale. Slowly release. Inhale. And then exhale all the way back. One more here. All right, now that isolation. So the legs stay still, pelvis stays still, rotating just the rib cage. The same arm work. Inhale up, exhale, turn the rib cage. Inhale, exhale, come back around. Inhale up, exhale, rotate. And back around. One more time. Again, notice the difference in range of motion. Shouldn't be as big as the other one. We're trying to keep that arm straight out. All right, check in, see how you feel, and then rolling over onto George, onto your abs. Hands can be underneath the forehead. Arms can be in goalposts while we're focusing on breathing. So again, bony part in contact with George. Okay, so make sure you've got that bony part. That's part of what we're doing here is that myofascial release. Realize the chair was in the picture. All right, so from here, long legs, and they are parallel. As you inhale, gently push the breastbone forward, long through the low back. As you exhale, slowly pull George back in. So again, making sure you keep your weight on George and you're pushing forward. So he's going to roll. And again, you'll feel that a little bit. So again, if it's in the right spot, it makes it very easy to do the work. So long through the low back, and you're kind of pushing from that mid-brow line area. One more. And then release down. And then your arms go out to your side into T. So get the arms set, thumbs toward the ceiling. And then you're going to lift up into hover. Core stays engaged, long through the legs. Pubic bone stays pressing down. Neck stays relaxed, so drop it if you need to. As you exhale, slowly lift the arms up, squeezing the lower 2/3 of the shoulder blades together. Inhale, release. Exhale, core stays engaged, stay long. Continue pressing George forward as you lift and lower. So again, the key here is that that neck has to stay relaxed. So feel free to drop it down all the way if you need to really get the isolation through that mid to upper back, working on posture. Last one here, and then the arms come forward. Take a break if you need to, reset, and then coming into Y. So slowly slide the shoulder blades down and in, and then release. So movement initiates from that shoulder blade. So you've still got that push forward, you've got the relaxed neck, and you're lifting up and down. And again, the up is really the shoulder blade going down toward your hips. Two more. And then keep up. Now forearms stay parallel to the ground, coming into W's. And then reach forward, pull back. And again, how far can you reach forward and keep the neck relaxed? This is all about the neck, it really is. Because once that upper back starts to do the work, the neck is going to have a lot less tension. Improves posture. Keep pushing George forward. The neck gets to do the work it's supposed to. We got two more. Last one. And release. And release. Check in, see how you feel. And then go ahead and move George off to the side and come back into shell. Actively engaging those abdominals to round that low back. And again, shell can be wherever works for you so that you can get that low back rounded. So actively engage the abdominals to get that little stretch. All right, then we're going to come around onto your back again. Let's do George between the knees. Okay. Imprinted spine, and then your legs come up into tabletop. Arms are down by your sides. Making sure I got my head pad. So squeezing into George. So your ankles are going to be slightly apart, ball distance apart. Inhale, give me that head nod, and then exhale, slowly curl yourself up. Again, make sure you are set here. So I need to reset myself since I didn't have a good check. There we go. All right, here we go. Coming into the 100, but we're not going to do 100 because we know my counting. All right, so inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Squeeze in on George more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Relax the shoulders. Lengthen the neck. Bobblehead if you need to. And core zips from both directions. Last set here. Exhale. Stay for inhale. Exhale, can you curl a little higher? Can you squeeze a little bit more? Hands behind the head if you need to. I want you to stay here. I want you to challenge your ability to hold this. So hopefully the 100 pushed you a little bit. All right, arms come back down by your side. We got 2 more sets. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I figure I can count 2 more sets. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Don't do it. Stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up. And then slowly release down. Again, working on that core endurance and a good engagement, right? So that was like 70. So we got 30 more to get sent somewhere else. We can do that later. All right, so George off to the side. I just had a brain freeze. Okay, so let's go ahead and sit up. Let's do half roll back. You will need George. Sorry. It's one of those days. It was right before a holiday, and I'm like, what? My brain's kind of already there, I think. So George behind you. The legs are going to be out straight. Again, feel free to bend them if you need to, if that gives you that freedom to move the pelvis more. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, pull up from the pubic bone, and you're slowly going to roll yourself back. If you need to hold George, you can hold George. Go back as far as you're comfortable, so you're pretty much weighted on George. Inhale, I want you to straighten out. Exhale, I want you to curl back, and then slowly come back up. So it's kind of like a half roll back, right? So here's your half roll back part. Hold George if you need to. You really focus on that connection. All right, then we're doing a little extension. This is a variation on an ab prep. And then exhale. From that more extreme extension part, you have to pull back to that flex position and then forward. So inhale, roll back. Exhale, go into that extension. Arms can go wherever's comfortable. Pull back up and release. We got two more. Inhale. So the movement starts on inhale. That pubic bone pulls back. Exhale, go over. So you control through those cores. The abdominals are thoroughly engaged. Last one here. So inhale, roll back. Exhale, zip, engage, control your extension. No discomfort in the low back. Pull yourself back up and then back up. Go ahead and sit up, shake it out. Whatever seated position is most comfortable for you. I'm going to do my legs off the side because my knee likes that best. All right, so hands on George on breastbone or bottom of rib cage. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're slowly going to twist toward the left. Inhale, back off a little bit. Exhale, twist farther. Inhale, exhale, twist farther. Inhale, center. Exhale, going the other way. Again, use your 3 breaths. So you feel the expansion pulling you back to center on that inhale. Exhale, feel that twist. Feel that draw up and in, that cinching of your corset. Exhale, go to the right. I got one more set here. Back to center, last time. And then back to center. All right, George goes off to your right hand. So your nice long line, your shoulder, your elbow, and your wrist are all in a line. This hip is going to stay down. Inhale. The left arm goes toward the ceiling. As you exhale, think about lengthening up, and then you're slowly going to bend sideways, only as far as you can go. Feel lengthen your spine and feel you're controlling this with those obliques. As you exhale, now pull these obliques down, and that pulls you back up. Inhale, up. It's like that lateral flexion we do sideline, or just in a different position. So exhale, pull yourself back up. Sound effects totally help. Inhale, up. Exhale, leaning sideways. Stay long through your low back. Hip stays down. Even think about pushing that left hip down. Let's do one more time. And up, and release. Take a moment, notice right to left. So one side feels like a little bit longer, but it also feels like it did more work. And that's okay. Check in with the low back. Is it okay? Spine should still be long. All right, other side. You're in alignment here. Inhale that arm up. Stay lifted and long. Slowly lean. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Set the shoulder blade. Reach. Notice how that shoulder blade might be moving differently than the other side. I know it does for me. This is the side that my neck is affecting the shoulder. Again, notice the pelvic stability. That's your foundation. That's your base. You're zipping and drawing everything up before you move. So that you always have control. Everything's always humming in the background. One more time. Control, control, control.
and release. Nice. Check in, see how you feel. And then come back to sitting with George in between the knees. So coming into obliques, roll back. So arms go forward, palms can be in, palms can be down, your choice, shoulder blades back. As you exhale, start that roll back first. Get yourself set in that back, half roll back position. Twist, pulling the elbow behind you. Inhale, stay there. Exhale, twist the other way. Inhale, stay there. One more time to the right. One more time to the left. And then inhale, exhale, up and over. And then stack yourself all the way up. Arms come up again. Squeeze George, exhale, roll back to that half roll back position. We're starting with that left arm this time. So exhale, pull back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull back. Think about length through that low back. Challenge your rotation or your roll back position if you want more. Last one here. Exhale, forward. We got one more set. That means starting right one set, starting left one set. All right, here we go. Shoulder blades back and in, zip and engage, roll yourself back, and then right arm, pull, forward, pull, forward. Feel the ribs twist. Feel the ribs twist. Center up this time. All right, last time starting with the left. Here we go. Stay zipped. Check in with that pull up. Get the pubic bone toward that navel. Feel that draw up and in. That's your transverse. Last one. And then up and over. And release. Nice job. Check in. Legs can go out straight. Go ahead and bring the legs together. George off to the side for the moment. Arms forward. All right, so from here, think about tall spine, so bend the knees if you need to, and then give me a slight imprint. All right, we're gonna use this just to get us down onto our backs. So keeping that imprint, I want you to, with control, slowly begin to hinge back. Legs press down. So you're keeping that imprinted spine, that lean back as far as you can go, and then when you need to, then you finally tuck the tailbone and roll yourself all the way down. So that's a version of neck pull, the down portion. So stretch it tall, and then we're gonna come into single leg stretch. So George is in the hands, just for entertainment this time. So shoulder blades down, light touch on George. He's kind of floating between your hands or on your fingertips. So head's gonna stay down. So you got that imprint. So as you exhale, the right leg goes out, left knee comes in, and then switch. Again, we're gonna work with the obliques here and take this into obliques. So from here, so the next time that right knee goes in, you roll up with George. So roll up. So you're still in center with George. You're taking one shoulder, pushing that hand higher. How are you doing that? You're using your obliques. So you're a little slower you down. Again, you don't have to take the head all the way down. Go down to where you still have control and minimal neck tension. So if that means you need to slow it down even more, you're welcome to. Hands going over your knees is going to be easier. If you want more of a challenge, you can also start to take those hands farther overhead, but you're still getting that rotation. So again, it's just looking at it from this direction, here, here. You're just reaching one fingertip up. Again, that tactile sense of George is such a great thing. It gives you such good biofeedback. So look at the ceiling, make sure George is in the center. You started with the right leg, finish with the left leg, and then slowly release yourself all the way down. Knees into the chest, let go. All right, flipping over, we're gonna do a little extension work, open up those hips. We get a lot of hip flexion activation. It was on purpose, it was there. The core hopefully kept it out of the low back. So coming into single leg stretch. So up on the elbows, if that's appropriate for your low back. You can drop yourself down if you need to. You can use George if you want to. Again, if it gives you that sense of that push forward, that is perfectly fine. So what works for you here? Core strong, zipped, pubic bone pressing into the ground, shoulder blades are back. Any discomfort in the low back, you're bringing that torso down some. So today, for whatever reason, I'm feeling it a little higher, I'm going to stay here. All right, so as you exhale, that right heel comes in, you have 2 presses, and then straighten it out. So as you press in, you want to think about pulling from that middle hamstring up, middle hamstring up. So pelvis should be staying still. No body rock. And again, that core is just kind of humming in the background, keeping everything still and stable. Back of the neck is long, shoulder blades are pulled down and in. Again, you've got a nice long spine. It's nice and open. You're pulling yourself forward on your mat even. All right, adding in. So you're going to press, and then you're going to press and lift the knee. Release. So press, press and lift. Release. So as you do that little lift, notice we slowed down. You really got to make sure that the pelvis stays still. So what this lift does is it gets the second end of that hamstring. So your hamstring is a 2-joint muscle. This is getting both ends to really activate. It's also requiring you to fire the glute. So again, if it's more comfortable with the leg down, the torso down, please do that. One more. And release. Go ahead and bend both knees. Windshield wiper. And then arms down by your side. You can use George underneath the breastbone if you'd like. I'm actually going to, so I can talk and feel like I'm not talking into the mat. All right. Check in. Take a few breaths. Again, get that back rib to open up, that back bottom rib. Let that low back go. Legs are solid into the ground. As you inhale, start to push the breastbone forward, come up to hover. As you exhale, feel the core engage, stabilize. As you inhale, lift the arms. That's going to push George forward all by itself. And then exhale and release down. So if you don't have George, inhale, open to hover. As you exhale, you're still going to feel yourself lift a little bit higher. But again, low back stays still. So you're trying to lift from that upper back. Again, getting into opening up that posture so that we all age gracefully. Inhale up, exhale, stay, watch the core. Inhale, lifting those arms. We got one more. And then release. Check in for a moment, see how it feels. And then over onto your back again. We're going to do shoulder bridge without George today, I know. Sometimes we need just a day that things aren't always complicated for those hamstrings. We've been working them already. All right, so you're back to that neutral spine. All right, so keeping this spine, so your hinge point is right here. You're hinging the femurs and the hip sockets, but you open up at the front of the hip. That's that inguinal crease. So as you exhale, keeping the spine straight, you're just going to lift straight up. So you're in that neutral position, and then you're going to lower straight down so your tailbone is first thing down. So you're heading right above that gluteal cleavage. Exhale, slowly up. Inhale, exhale, slowly down. Again, being mindful that the spine stays still. So you're nice straight board, and then lowering down, and then up, and then down. So this time we're going to go up. Check in with the glutes. Make sure you're engaged. That right foot, you're going to lift the heel, the ball of the foot, the toe, tabletop. Make sure the hips are level. Straighten that right leg up to the ceiling. And then slowly on exhale, you're going to lower down to knee height. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, lower down to knee height. Inhale, back up. One more time. And then bend your knee. Bring that foot down, toe, ball, heel, and then release those hips so you're landing straight on that sacrum. Check in, reposition the feet if you need to. And lifting up again, straight.
Watch the glutes, hips are level. Lift the left heel, the ball of the foot, the toe. Make sure the hips are level, then straighten that left leg up. Slowly from here, you're slowly going to lower down on exhale. Inhale back to the ceiling. Exhale, inhale up. One more time. And then bend the knee, tabletop, lower down, toe, ball, heel, and release. All right, we got one more set on each leg. So when you're ready, lifting up, long spine, no discomfort in the neck. Tabletop, you articulated the foot. I may not have cued it, but you did it, right? All right, 3, 2, inhale, up, last one. Bring the foot down, release the hips, and then bring it up again. All right, legs up and straighten. It's 3, 2, last one. Tabletop, go down, toe ball heel, and release. Check in for a moment, knees to chest. And then slowly bring yourself up to rolling like a ball position. If you would like to use George, you're welcome to. You can do it with George between the knees, more of a challenge, George behind the knees. All right, so stick that balance for a moment. Stay right here. I want you to really think about that equal curve that we've been working on in the whole spine. So again, it's easy to let your upper back round, so soften that a little bit and really think about that pelvis rolling under. So you're sitting back on the sacrum. All right, hands can be on the shins to start. They can go away if you want more challenge. Keep those knees together. Take an inhale, roll yourself back. Exhale, come back up and balance. Stay here for a breath. Roll back, balance. So if you have the ball behind your knees, you may find that that's a little bit more challenge. It made you tighter so that you don't have the ability to use momentum to bring you back up. So I challenge you to try that. We got one more. Again, you can stay in that balance and just hold that if you want to. And release, and release, and then slide yourself back. So coming into saw, and then we're going to do something that's more of a short box chair exercise, but this will help prep us for it. So arms out to your sides. So take an inhale, you're going to twist to your right, and then this left arm is going to come forward. You can go to the inside of the foot, you can go to the outside of the foot. The right hand reaches back, it's naturally going to rotate down, allow it to, center. So inhale, twist, exhale, slowly articulate down, reaching forward with the right hand. Inhale, bring yourself back up, and then twist. Inhale, exhale, rotate. Inhale, up. So think about, as you're doing this, keeping the hips level. They're going to shift a little bit, but allowing the weight to stay centered. Bend the knees if you're starting to feel it in your hip flexors. You can lift your hips up too, if you need to. All right, last one here. And back to center. All right, George is going to go behind you. Whoops. He's really going to go behind me. All right, George is going to go behind you and to the right. So he's at the right edge of your mat. All right, same legs you just had. You're going to inhale, rotate. Now the right hand is going to go down onto George. You're going to shift your weight onto the right hip, and you're going to lean back. Slowly bring yourself up, back to center. We're going to stay on this side. So inhale, twist, hand on George. Put some weight into that. So now the core is engaging, that lat's engaging. You're keeping the spine straight as you're leaning. You're opening up at the hip is what's happening here. Back up and then center. One more time here. Rotate, hand down, twist, core zips, core zips, core zips. Keep that rib to hip relationship. Back up and center. All right, move George to the left side of your mat. You have a little more advantage here. My platform is only so wide. Y'all can go off your mat. I can't. All right.
So bend the knees if you need to. So inhale, twist to the left, hand on George, wrap that core, lean. So the arms opening up, that hips opening up, hopefully the spine staying still. Back up, center, go. Inhale, twist, find George. Lock in that core position, lean back. Slowly bring yourself back up. And again, just lean into George without that roll is enough. That is fine. You can do that. Again, do what works for you. Notice this hip is actually coming up. And center. And then go ahead and release forward. Round it out. Nice job. I don't think we've done that one before. That one's called lean. I like that one. All right. My favorite time of class. You know it as side leg series. Okay. So bottom, both legs are out long. Let me find where my back of my platform is here. All right. Upper body's relaxed. I'm just using George to help keep the neck and shoulders relaxed. Bottom rib lifts, legs are out long. All right, so from here, top leg lifts up so it's parallel. Make sure the knees and toes are pointing forward and then press through on that heel. All right, from here, exhale, lift the bottom leg to it, and then slow and controlled most of the way down. Keep it slightly off the platform or the mat. Up and down. So if that seems easy, you can lift that top leg a little bit higher. The trick is you have to be able to keep this pelvis still as you're lifting. You also need to make sure you can close. So it is the ankle bones or the knees that are touching. So that is your key, that you're going as high as you need. Again, if you can't get them to touch and you're like this, bring it down. I want you to feel that zip and engage. That gives you that pause. Again, biofeedback. Got two more, long spines, bottom rib up. This time up and hold. Now it's the top leg's turn. Exhale up, inhale down. So make sure that knee is pointing forward. If you want to cheat it down a little bit, you're welcome to. And again, if you need to roll the hips forward a little bit, you're welcome to. That puts you more into those glutes. The key is, can you control it? Keep that bottom leg up. Two more. All right, hold them both out still. Now you're going to scissor both legs. So one goes forward, one goes back. The top leg is going to have a bigger range of motion than the bottom leg. And that is fun. If that's uncomfortable on the bottom leg, then you're just moving the top leg. A little inner thigh extra work today. Again, pick the level that's appropriate for you. Keep reaching that top hip out. Couple more. All right, hold them again. You're going to heels together, knees and toes turn out, coming into beats. So it's 4 clicks with the heels together, feet pointed, and then 4 clicks with the feet flexed. So it's always the heels together. It's just going to be a point or it's going to be a flex. Core, core, core. Check in with that bottom rib. 2 more sets. Nice and controlled. Last one here. And then slowly lower everything down. Bring everything back up. So now the legs are sliding on each other. You feel the top leg getting longer. You feel the bottom leg getting longer. Neck and shoulders are relaxed. Check in with that bottom rib. Are you lifting? Are you feeling those obliques on that bottom side? Again, roll the hips forward if you need to get out of the hip flexors. Again, it's just a small roll. We're going to disassociate femur and pelvis here. 2 more. Last one, and release. All right, let's do a little bit of rotation. So go ahead and bring your legs up, hips and knees both at 90 degrees. Heels should be near the front edge of your mat, and that bottom heel is your anchor point. All right, so from here, pelvis stays still, rotate that top knee up, and then down. Up and down. Just getting into that hip a little differently. Again, check in, bottom rib. One more. All right, now, very important to have that bottom heel down. Both knees come up and down. And again, pelvis is staying still, so you're feeling the knees slide on each other. I'm trying to keep them together. As you can see on my first view, they came apart. You know, they come apart a little bit. As you redo this and repeat it, it gets easier. So press the heel down. That becomes your anchor point. Heel instead of the ankle. 2 more. Last one. All right, and then have the hip go a different way. Bring it up parallel. If you need to add George because your hip's about to scream at you, you're welcome to. We're going to Betty Boop. So the ankle stays relaxed. The knee and hip both stay at 90 degrees. Rotate up and down. Up and down. Again, more of a challenge to keep that femur parallel to the ground and still in space. So you're truly rotating about the axis of your femur. Last one, and release. All right, we're going to do yummy. We haven't done yummy in a while. So make sure you have space above and below you. Okay, the bottom leg is bent for stability. That top leg comes out, the top arm reaches overhead. So now you're going to roll forward a little bit with the shoulder, reach the leg back, point that foot, and then slowly you're going to kick the leg forward, support the head as you need, reach backward with the arm. So as you roll forward, again, the arm stays near the head, so you really get the stretch through the front of the hip, long through that low back. You're in control through the core, and then forward. Kick and press that heel out. Reach, 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 reach. So think about the arm and the leg are going opposite. So one's reaching forward, one reaching back here, and then here they are on diagonals. It's not truly forward and not truly back. One more time. And last one here, and then release. All right, other side. Thought I lost George there for a minute. Keep George handy. Okay. So from here, hair is working well today. All right, both legs are out long. Core is engaged. Bottom rib is activated. All right, that top leg starts out lifted parallel to the ground. Knee is forward, foot is flat. That gives you a little bit of press through on that hip. All right, so the bottom leg on exhale comes and zips. Inhale, release it down. Again, that's just your starting point for that top leg. If you can do that fairly easily, then lift that top leg a little bit higher. Again, I want you to be able to challenge that bottom leg's ability to lift up and down. Exhale, up and down. So pay attention. How's the low back feel? How's your bottom rib doing? One more time. Hold. I forgot what we did next. Okay, let's do both legs down and then both legs up. I can work with this. Doesn't have to be the same order as long as we get everything in. I know what we did. It's okay. So now you feel the legs sliding. Again, think about neck and shoulders relaxed. Last one, up and hold. All right, now we're going into that scissor. So top leg's gonna move more than the bottom leg, and if you need to, that bottom leg can stay still. And you're just doing a small kick forward, small kick back with the top. So scissors as is appropriate for you. How's that bottom rib doing? You're reaching that top hip. Shoulders relaxed. Again, it's on George, so I can keep that arm back, the shoulder blade back a little bit more. Couple more here. One more. And then back together. Stay lifted, knees and toes turn out. Feet are slightly pointed, coming into beats. So it's 4 clicks with the feet pointed, and then 4 clicks with the feet flexed. Point, 3, 4, and flex. And point, and flex. We got 3 more sets. Point, and flex. How's that top hip doing? Again, if you're thinking you're in the hip flexors, you can roll those hips forward. Last set here. and then release. I believe that was everything. Okay, so now bring those legs to 90 and 90. Okay, so again, your heel is your anchor point here. So make sure the heel's near the front edge of your mat. You might have to walk it forward a little bit more. And then we're starting with just the top leg, clamshell. So the pelvis stays still. You're slowly rotating up, and then you're rotating down. Up and down. So getting into your piriformis, your deep six. Again, different layer of your muscles than what we were using with the legs out straight. One more. And again, you can use the upper body to counterbalance here. Bottom heel is that pivot point. Slowly up and down. You're moving the femurs in the sockets. You're going to feel the legs slide on each other. And that is really the key to this one that tells you you're doing it right. If you're just rocking back, the knees are going to stay together. All right, so feel the knees slide a little bit on each other. Couple more. Last one. All right, and then again, George can go between the knees, Betty booping. So foot stays relaxed, knee stays in place. You're pivoting about the axis of that femur. Rotate up and down. More of a challenge, no George. So now you're having to hold the hip with those tired muscles. Two more. Last one. All right. George off to the side. Bottom leg stays bent. Top leg goes out straight, coming into yummy. All right. So reach, reach, reach. Get a little stretch. And then you're going to roll that top shoulder forward. The leg extends behind you. Keep control through that low back. And then slowly, you're going to keep that leg parallel with the ground. Kick it forward. Press through on the heel. Shoulder rotates back. Reach the arm. Inhale slowly forward. Again, just that diagonal lean line with the body. And then as you exhale, slowly rotating back. Inhale, forward, exhale, and back. Two more. Notice that one side probably feels a little different than the other. I'm surprised that this is actually my tighter side. With that too, let's do one more. Because it feels good. Back. And then release. All right, so we're going to come around onto your abs again. So again, if you'd like George under the breastbone, you're welcome to. So go ahead and get over George. Again, he's on bony part, so make sure he's in contact with that rib cage. Should not be down here, it's up here. And again, focus on the breath. Hands under the forehead to start. So doing breaststroke prep 3, and then a little bit of rotation prone. So hands under, long legs, cords is engaged. All right, starting with the easy part. So as you exhale, you're slowly pushing George forward. That lifts the whole of the upper body. Inhale, back down. Again, we're just lifting to that hover line. So that gentle push forward, and you feel like you're getting the spine straight. Exhale, push forward. Inhale, release down. Exhale, push forward. And release. One more time. Up and hold. All right, so from here, exhale, push George off to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, push George to the right. So feel your obliques engaging as you do this. Working to keep the pelvis still. You might feel like you get a little twist through the lower body too, in which case you want to engage the glutes. That twist means our obliques are actually working, but then we got to counter that twist. All right. Again, what can you do? No discomfort in the low back. You're also pushing George forward. You have all these different directions of tension going on. And low back is nice and long. Last one, center. Release down. Check in. And then shell. Actively engage the abdominals. Round that low back. All right. Again, this could be any position that you need it to be in. Does not have to be back on your knees. come on around. So last time, as in Tuesday, we started a little bit with hip twists. So we're going to go a little bit farther into that. So back on your elbows. If you need to drop your torso down at any time, that's fine. You can also put George in between the knees if you would like for this one. George. Boom. So again, George is completely optional here. So you're imprinting your spine. You're kind of in that half roll back position there. You got to make sure you stay lifted out of the shoulders. That's your key here. If you feel yourself slumping, then you need to go down. All right, so you're in that imprint. You're in that half roll back. You're bringing the legs to tabletop. Okay, I'm going to turn. So we've done this one before. So imagine I'm up on my elbows. So you're going to rock your pelvis to the left. Inhale, center. You're going to rock your pelvis to the right. Inhale, back. So you're just doing that. So we've done that before. Part of spinal rotation. We just haven't done it in this position very often. Okay, so this is part of hip twist. So we got to get that mobility through the spine. How far do you go? How far can you control? So ribs, again, just like when you're all the way on the ground, should be staying still. Okay, last one, back to center. Check in. Reset. Take a break if you need to. All right, now really think about that core. Draw up and in. Get that connection. Squeeze in on George. Let your knees go away a little bit. Let your knees pull in a little bit. Let your knees go away. Let your knees pull in. So how far do you go out? How far can you control it without the abs popping, without losing that spinal position, and being able to maintain that neck position? All right, so I'm going to demonstrate on the ground. Again, here, again, this is nothing new, but we're going to put it all together. And again, I'm going to come this way. I'm going to hold my head so you can see what we're doing. So you're going to start by rocking the pelvis to the right. Then you're going to take your legs away. You're going to come to center. So you're centered on that sacrum now. You're going to swing out to the left, imprint, and then back through center. Go to the right, take the legs away. Keep your imprint. You're going to come left and back to center. Imprinted. One more time. All the way back around, and then take a quick break. And then we will go to the left. Okay? So from here again, set yourself up. Engage George if you're using George. You're going to rock your hips to the left. Your legs go left. You're going to go away. Watch the upper body. Go to the right and center. So you're feeling your pelvis rock away, and it's kind of making a little bit of a circle in terms of where the weight is. The spine is staying in that position. You can still get the weight to shift on your pelvis in imprint. We got one more. Check in, check in, check in, check in. Back to center and release. Knees into chest. Excellent job. All right, feet down, all overhead, just out of the way. Arms to your sides. Take a few breaths here. See how you feel. So we did some different stuff today. That last day of the month when we go back through that traditional stop Pilates, I kind of like because it kind of refreshes me and reminds me, oh yeah, we can do this. Oh yeah, we can do that. So today was a little inspired by that. All right, so on your next exhale, hip rolls just to compare. So slowly bring yourself to imprint and then engaging those glutes and slowly pulling yourself up to that nice long spine. Ribs stay down, you keep that abdominal connection, and then slowly articulating down vertebrae by vertebrae. Release the pelvis at the end, take an inhale. Exhale, engage first, imprint, glutes, roll up. And again, you can lift from your heart, but keep the ribs down. And then slowly pull the hips away from the ribs as you release yourself all the way down. One more time. And down. And then knees into chest. Rock around.
Release that low back. Anything else you need to do to be ready to go back into real life, you are welcome to do. Otherwise, you guys are done for today. Have a great July 4th. Be safe. Uh-oh. Nope. Stop recording.